This is another episode of Real Republican News, and I'm your host, Jason Mariner. I think it's appropriate to start this episode by asking God to protect us and watch over this country because we are in a mode of desperation. No one seems to know what to do. What happened on the 6th was absolutely disgusting. We condemn it 110% of the way. That Capitol building should never have been broken into. And the people who did it that call themselves Republicans, they are not. The people who did it, they say that they are patriots, are not. The people who did it, who say they are constitutionalists, certainly don't know a thing about the Constitution, because what was taking place inside of the United States Capitol when it was attacked by an angry mob was constitutional law and adherence. Our political officials were following the playbook, the Constitution. They were debating and arguing on whether or not to certify or not the results brought forth by the Electoral College, and the people that attacked that building stopped that process dead in its tracks, interfering with the Constitution. Patriots, real Republicans, and constitutionalists die in defense of the Constitution. Y'all did the opposite. Now, Parler has sprung up as a conservative place to get our voice out. But one of the things that I keep seeing conservatives now adopting is the complaint policy. All I see is post after post of complaints about how Facebook censored so-and-so and kicked them off their platform, or how Jack Dorsey excommunicated President Trump forever from Twitter. Who cares? Who's surprised? I'm not. I have a completely separate business, totally unpolitically affiliated, that was censored and shut down by Facebook. I had to file legal actions against Facebook and get a senator involved to fix the problem. I'm not surprised one bit, neither are you. You're just acting surprised. It's a reason to complain rather than present a solution. Real Republican News presents solutions. Real Republican News will lead the way if necessary. But the only thing that makes sense to us now is that we explore our constitutional rights as Americans to either secede from the nation or form a new government. It says it clearly in plain English that when a government becomes abusive to these ends, it's the right of the people to form a new one and abolish the existing one. That doesn't have to be done through violence. Lives don't have to be lost. And a drop of blood does not need to be shed. But things need to be done the right way. The right way was not what happened on the 6th of January 2021. That was the wrong way. What needs to happen, and by the way, we are no constitutional experts or lawyers, but we have read them, and we do believe we understand them. So if there's any constitutional lawyers out there watching this, we would love to hear from you, and we would love for you to join the movement, because we don't know who the next founding fathers are of the Second American Republic, but it just seems that that's what needs to happen. Maybe that political rift and valley has grown too deep and wide for us to bridge the gap and coexist in peace. Maybe it does make sense for them to have their half and we have ours. I know there's 150 million Americans that are seeking answers and solutions and being presented with none. They're afraid that their lives are going to slip into the authority and under the control of the far radical left blue. They're afraid that their rights are going to continue to be stripped away from them until they have none at all, and their existence as Americans as they knew it is completely over. So here's the solution. We do things the legal way and the peaceful way, and we petition our government to allow us to depart. But the only way that's going to happen is if people unite and join the cause. 150 million Americans can't be ignored. We can't be turned away. How could they do that? It's half the country. Even if the 75 million disenfranchised voters got together and said, this is not how we're going to live, this is not what we want to form our own government and move away and do it in peace. Here's how we're going to do it. That's how change is affected. 75 million people can't be ignored either. So I say to you, the violence is unnecessary, but solution is a must. Otherwise, we'll just be subject to the whims of the left. We're about to enter into an era of American history where the radicalized left has unfettered control over your life and mine, where they'll be able to enforce policies on us that we can't control that go without checks and balances. We will have to heed to their whims and lockdowns and restrictions and ridiculous guidelines. It's absolutely unacceptable to half of America. So I say too, that half of America. Real Republican News is here to present the solution. We're here to bring it forth even. We have no problem presenting this to our political leaders and asking them, what do you think? Maybe we should just depart. All I know is that our founding fathers were not politicians. They were not experts at this. They were regular men. They were not born into this. They saw a problem, they came up with a solution, and they fixed it. Now, I don't know who our next founding fathers are, but there need to be some. And those people need to be ones presenting solutions and talking about them. So if you like what you're hearing here today, share this video, send it to your friends. Do everything you can as an American to get the word out that there is a solution. That there is a way to fall behind the cause and coalesce. And tell Washington that we're not going to fall in line. It's a constitutional right and duty of yours as an American to do it. So if you have any better ideas, we are all ears. We would love to hear them. But for now, that's our stance and solution, is that maybe it just does need to be discussed that we secede peacefully, that we go our separate ways, we live our separate lives, and abide by our separate laws and values, with God at its core and the Constitution at its center. If people unite, things will be okay. If people don't, they won't. There's an old saying that says, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Well, I see a lot of people not taking a stand. I see a lot of people complaining, and that's exactly what the left has done for the past 4 years. They've done nothing but complain. I'll be damned if I'm going to let that be us. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let the name Republican be usurped by a bunch of idiots like the ones we saw storming the Capitol, because real Republicans don't stand for what happened the other day. We don't stand for unnecessary violence and lawlessness. We don't stand for the unnecessary loss of innocent civilian life. We stand for the Constitution. We stand for things being done the right way. We stand for law and order, and we stand for God at the center of our country and existence. So Real Republican News is here to lead the way and offer a solution to every American out there. But it's going to, again, be up to you whether you support it, whether you do something about it, or whether or not you're the person that decides that you're going to let everyone else do the heavy lifting and take care of you. Until next time, my name is Jason Mariner, and I'm the proud host of Real Republican News. And until next time, I say, may God bless you, your families, those around you, and protect this nation that we call the United States of America. Be well, everyone.